All right, this is Jace with the United Coalition of Reason. I'm here with Mark Gura, who is the media representative for the Atlanta Coalition of Reason. He's also the vice president for the Atheist Alliance of America, and he's the executive director for a new group that's forming called the Association of Mindfulness Meditation and Secular Buddhism. So Mark wears a lot of hats out there. So when you were at the Reason rally today, Mark, what were you most impressed with? What did you see?
Well, I was just amazed that, it reminded me of a big family reunion, but a big family reunion of, tens, 20, 30,000 people all getting together. And everyone that I spoke with, I mean, it was an instant connection, an instant family thing. I had people just come up to me out of the blue and, hey, are you going to the rally? It was just, it was literally a family reunion of people who think alike, who, we are a mass, a family. And it's just great to be part of that. It's atheists. We don't experience that very often.
Yeah, and I noticed that when you were explaining to people today about your work with the Association of Mindfulness Meditation and Secular Buddhism, they were sort of like, oh, what's that all about? I mean, secular Buddhism, that's a new thing that's out there. What do you think that your organization can help contribute to the larger non-theistic work?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, secular Buddhism is Buddhism with no gods, no gurus, no supernaturalism. And so, all of a sudden, the atheists, in the atheist community that I talked to, learned that, wow, there's yet another family, another group of people that are actually atheists that we didn't even know about that should join us. And, millions of people, the fourth largest religion. And literally, atheists are hacking into Buddhism, and we're basically taking the fourth largest religion and taking it in a total atheist way, and this is reminiscent of the Christian Reformation that happened. So it's such a special time in history that atheists are driving the fourth largest religion towards atheism. Even more so.
I mean, I recognize that some of the people that you came into contact today were very open to the idea that the secular Buddhism is grounded in scientific principles, that you look at data, and that it doesn't rely on sort of religious overtones, and they seem to be quite open to that with you. I mean, is there any conversation today that you remember that somebody just sort of said, oh yeah, I get it now?
Yeah, it's funny. I had a conversation with a friend that I see on and off at different conferences and stuff like that. And he told me, Mark, I've heard you talk about this Buddhism thing, and it just, keeps going on in my mind. Because the fact is the only way that I've really ever dealt with my problems in life, we're both atheists, but the only way I've ever dealt with my problems is, drugs, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And that's great, but at the end of the day, I still, I'm kind of an angry person. And I'm kind of ready to just start learning something that'll just, settle that stress down. And this meditation thing sounds kind of good. And I'm glad to hear it's secular and it's scientific based, because, I'm not into woo, and I don't want to get involved in anything like that. And I trust you to kind of, show me which center out there is not going to, try to pull any crap on me, And that was such a cool conversation that made me realize that, as much as atheism can inform Buddhism, because traditional Buddhism is involved in woo-woo stuff and supernaturalism and guruism. So atheism can help wash that stuff away, let those Buddhists know who are traditional Buddhists, who don't believe in supernaturalism and that kind of stuff, let them know that there's a secular option, but at the same time inform atheism and give atheism something that it can take and use in its life, So it's a win-win situation for both communities, and when both communities come together, this is great. What a powerful thing.
Yeah, and I've noticed that with the people that were out there today at the Reason Rally were, they were balancing their emotions. They were dealing with protesters that were saying some pretty negative stuff, and at the same time, they were able to feel comfortable in their skin. So, I mean, tomorrow when you go back to the Atlanta Coalition of Reason, what do you hope to take away from the experiences you've had with United Core as well as with the Reason Rally. When you hit Atlanta tomorrow and you have to deal with your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers, what kind of things do you hope to add to your local groups?
Well, first of all, Jace, I wanted to thank you for inviting me to the mini Reason Rally that is the United Core, aspect of things. Because we wound up getting together with a lot of core leaders, and a lot of leaders of the United Core, and it felt like a family within a family. And you just tend to attract some of the coolest, most, balanced, awesome people. So I just felt like instant family within a family. And I just feel so much more empowered because now I know a lot of the people that I maybe heard about or saw online, and a lot of people that I've never heard of. And now I feel connected to them. And I, when I get back to Atlanta, now that there are all these other resources that I never even knew that I had. So this has been a great little mini conference within the big conference. So I appreciate being part of that, Jace. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate that, Mark. Well, folks, if you're good without a God in Georgia, especially if you're in the Atlanta area, go to atlantacor.org. Mark W. Gura is the media representative for Atlanta Core, vice president for the Atheist Alliance of America, as well as the executive director for the Association of Mindfulness Meditation and Secular Buddhism. So check them out. Thanks for your time, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, take care, mate.